going on YouTube for a long time just to try to find a long-term review of a 2018 F-150. I can't find one. It's all when the truck first came out, because all the videos I see are some kind of review 5-6 years ago. Okay, like the truck's 6 years old. How do you do a review on a vehicle that was just built? So this one's going to be an actual 6 years of original ownership and 83,000 miles. Okay, so we found a construction site to park at. This is just initially showing you the condition of the truck after 6 years and using it as a truck, which I'll explain later, and you can also watch all my videos. So it also has the chrome package. It's an XLT, some of the lights on the mirror, 18-inch wheels. Of course, I had my Duratrax on there. FX4 package, crew cab, XLT. So this is four-wheel drive with the rear locking differential. Chrome tailpipe, chrome handlebars, handles. So here's just a walk around condition after 6 years. One gouge from taking out my mailbox, which was steel, and then just a couple gouges from parking in the brush. Other than that, the body panels hold up well. Camera, backup camera. Has a tow package. This is the 5.0 liter Coyote Gen 3, 395 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque with a 355 locking rear differential. I do power wash the engine from time to time, just its condition here. Front tow hooks, I actually did use to pull another F-150 buried to the axle in a front yard one time. So obviously very sturdy. It has the grill shutters for controlling the temperature of the engine when it's very, very cold. It helps it warm up. Looks like someone's got a green laser pointer on me. I better duck. Keyless entry is very convenient. Love it. More condition of the interior. As you can see, because again, part of what you're looking for is quality control. Everything works, nothing's broken, nothing's faded, nothing's gouged, nothing smells. Here's just some of the options the truck has. Everything still works. I do like the leather wrap steering wheel, the soft console, and armrests on the front doors. I can tell you, these seats lift, go back, go forward, lumbar, etc. There is plenty of storage even in the front of this vehicle. That's also soft. The dashboard, there was a TSB for a hump. I had it replaced just because. Everything here works. Obviously you can see the four-wheel drive, 2 high, 4 low. This is a very big port right here, storage with USB. It does have some chrome on there. Lighting options, speakers for your surround sound stereo and for the use of your phone. There's the button for the rear sliding window. That still works. Everything you're looking at is just showing you the condition. Everything functions. Everything works. No rips or stains there. There's just no actual vanity light. Rear trailer, backup assist, the button under the four-wheel drive unit, that's amazing. More of the top upholstery, the back seats. Again, no rips, no fades. It actually cleans very well. Again, quality control. The upholstery is so much easier to clean than my previous 2006. I do shampoo it once a year, but basically, here's just the inside. We do take a lot of family trips. This thing gets used. We take it to the beach. Here's all your ports for your power inverter, things you can't plug into regular cars. We use that. Behind the seat storage. Yep, there's my targets, because I like to shoot, if you watch my channel. Storage under the seats. A lot of essentials if you're going off-road and having a truck. Yes, those are not max tracks, but those are traction boards. When you pull them out, that area is flat. Very convenient. So the upholstery, quality control, I love. I think it's high and very easy to clean. Of course, the back seats, there's some lighting in the back. Top roof and seats. Again, here, nothing is dry rotting either. I opted with the plastic insert. It's just my preference. This also has the bed lighting button. Those are the only LED lights. Use that a lot, very helpful at night. So the left side of the steering wheel controls all of the display options. Yes, the buttons work. All the display options work. No issues there. I do reset these a lot, just an OCD thing. So these are not generally accurate. I'm mainly driving around town lately. But the gas mileage is usually 21.6. I don't like auto start stop. It scares me every time my truck shuts down, so I always turn it off. I always think it stalled and died. Just more visuals. Again, you're looking at quality control, see what works, see what doesn't. Everything works, everything's in great shape. Nothing has shorted out. Some off-road options, power distribution, pitch and angle. Of course, you can also reset your oil life. It's actually walking you through how to do that right now. I do change it every 3,000 to 4,000 miles with Mobil 1 520 or 530. Regardless, even if it's also at 3 months or 3,000 to 4,000 miles. There's your four-wheel drive button. No issues there. Nothing has broken off. The underneath is your Pro Trailer Backup Assist. It is a dream. I love it every time I back in and out of the boat ramp. And for whatever else I feel like using it for, but it works. There's your power inverter. Most cars don't have this. There's certain things you can run and plug in that most cars can't. Heated seats, air conditioning. Here's just some of your storage options, little compartment underneath there. Anyway, just showing you some more conditions. This is a massive area. Obviously, I keep a handgun in there, extra magazines. I have a first aid kit. I have a tire inflator, and you can still see there's room in there. This is a very convenient and massive space. All right, I know. That was just the pictures to show you the package, what the material looks like, the condition of the inside. But now we're gonna get into my actual review. I'm not gonna get into the transmission stuff. Please, if you want in-depth insight to the 10R80 transmission, I made a video a year or two ago called 10R80 Transmission Failure, The Saga. That will give you all the what's wrong with my transmission, what's going to happen, what to expect, because if there's one thing I do not like or trust about this truck is the second transmission, well, the replacement transmission that this truck had. Okay, that's the end of it. The only thing, and I'm not going to say it's a joke and it's something minor, but the transmission, the first transmission, was the only thing that has broke thus far or does not work. Okay, moving on from the transmission. You might have questions about the oil drain plug, that plastic oil drain plug. I bought 6 of them when I first got the truck. I've used 3 in 6 years just because I felt like changing them, but no, none of them started leaking, and no, they don't break. Not going to be a concern. Some of you have heard about maybe oil pans leaking. I do have the plastic oil pan. It has not leaked. And I do run 520 full synthetic oil in it. So thinner viscosity isn't going to make a difference because I've also went down to 0 W20. So leaks will not have anything to do with the oil viscosity. It does not leak. It has the FX4 package, so it has the skid plates. If you also want to learn how to do the brakes on this truck, change the rear differential, front differential, transfer case fluid. I made videos on all of that. This is just a review. So if you want to learn how to do all those things, watch those videos. Seriously. I use this as a truck. I've made shorts. Most of them are shorts where I have bulldozers dumping 2 cubic yards of mulch in it at once and 1 cubic yard of dirt. That was a mistake. So this thing does get used every year in payload. Obviously not a gentle way of doing it either. I'm not lifting and placing little bags of mulch in here. There's no suspension or performance issues there. And some of the shorts I make, I'm actually making fun of myself. You want to see what I do to this thing? Watch some of the shorts. I drive this thing on the beach in deep sand. So the 4-wheel drive is great. There's no issues with it. No, I have not had any of the integrated wheel end issues where it partially engages because of the vacuum piece. I forgot what it's called. But they did replace it maybe a year after I got the truck because I said the 4x4 transfer case has a moaning sound. It's just what it sounds like. But they replaced that anyway. So no IWE issues either. I haven't replaced any axles. Well, I already told you the only thing that actually went bad was the transmission. So I use 4-wheel drive a lot, going in and out of the boat ramp. So I don't recommend using a 2-wheel drive anything on a boat ramp for too many reasons. If you also want to learn about those reasons why, I have another YouTube channel called Red Right Return. And it's about my wave runner, but a lot of boating and mechanics and maintenance and do's and don'ts with that as well. I replaced the spark plugs just because. No issues with that. Not like the old 5.4 liter. They come out just fine. I replaced them at 52,000 miles. They went in just fine. And I also have a video on how to do that. The spark plugs, everything. If you want to learn how to do these things yourself, I got videos walking you through it step by step. I've replaced the cabin air filter, the engine air filter. These are things I just like to do. The front brakes, the rear brakes, the rotors all around. I have videos on that as well. Even how to put the rear brakes in maintenance mode. The only other thing that is kind of just went out is just the navigation. I'm just lazy to get the navigation updated, but also, if you have issues with your APIM, you know, the touchscreen, I made a video on that as well. It's highly unlikely that your APIM module is bad if you're having issues. Chances are it's a software update. Another video for you to watch. Maybe you should just subscribe. I've never actually asked for someone to subscribe before, so I think I'm going to ask you guys to subscribe if you want to learn all about this truck and what to expect. This thing flies. It's the 2018, so it's the 395 horsepower with the 400 pound-feet of torque paired with the 10-speed. And this thing surprises me sometimes. When you put it in sport mode and you need to get on it, this thing sounds sick in a good way. And it just puts you in the back of your seat and it screws. And yes, carelessly enough, I have raced. It's been mainly Chevys, you know, with the 5.3 and 1 Tundra. I know, I got to get on a Ram. For some reason, those engines are still very comparable with torque and horsepower as these 5.0s, but the 5.0s are basically smoking everything else out there. So the Pro Trailer Backup Assist I showed you, that works beautifully. No issues with that. So another reason why I highly recommend getting this truck. I don't know if any other trucks have it out there. Okay, Just some engine things you all might have some concerns about. The tap, 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 tap. Okay, that's not lifter tick, and it's not rod knock. And quite honestly, it's not even piston slap. It is your high pressure fuel pump. I'm talking about just the tap, 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 tap. If you have some kind of gunk, 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 gunk going on, or some kind of pop, 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 then that might be lifter tick or rod knock. But that is your high pressure fuel pump. I know, there's probably some people out there making fun of me right now, say, do another stupid noise, this sounds ridiculous. Yes, with this replacement transmission, I still do have the startup clunk. I just don't know if I trust it. It still just does some weird shifty things now. I have the flare from 3 to 4, and sometimes just a bump going from 6 to 5. Don't know. I just don't trust this transmission. If there is one thing I can say, I've always had Ford trucks. They've always been great. Not even so much as a headlight has gone out on any of them. And I love this one, and the only issue has been the transmission. I'm just hoping this one lasts. It's also comfortable for long trips. That's another reason why we bought it. Load everything in the bed with the bed cover, and we have all this room for trips. I have not had any water pump issues. I've heard some years were affected by a water pump. No water pump issues. So if any of you have any questions, I'm usually really good about answering questions in my comment section. Again, anything you want to know about the mechanics and the how-tos of the mechanics, please just watch the videos. I'm trying to make this as short as I possibly can. This is just a review of the truck, but it's going to walk you through things step by step. Now let's talk body panels. There is so much hate on the aluminum body panels, or was what we like to call the skin of the vehicle. Here's my argument. Here's where I'm going to start getting trolled. Here's where people are really going to come after me in this video. Oh, sweet Jesus. All right, let's talk about your insurance company. First, I want to mention, at the end of the day, what matters is a vehicle's crash test rating. This thing has 5 stars all around. Side impact, frontal offset, frontal, and I think you got a 4 for vehicle rollover. So at the end of the day, that's what matters. Because, quite honestly, unless if you've ever had a fender bender, here's what happens. You report it to your insurance company, they replace the panel. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it rips because it's aluminum or it dents because it's steel. It's gonna get replaced. So this whole argument of Fords are crap because they're aluminum, no, they're steel framed, and a frame that's going to save you in an accident because of its 5-star crash test rating. So anyone, and then you've seen some of the scratches. I got that scratch and that gouged by tearing down my mailbox, and well, there's metal pieces on it that just gouged right into it, but it didn't do a whole lot of damage. Took up my mailbox. I also think it's exceptionally good looking. I love the way this truck looks. All right, so all the Fords I've driven, they have a slight delay in reverse. Don't worry about that. Is it acceptable? No, but is it normal? Yes. All of them are generally about a half a quart low. The oil consumption. I did a video on the oil consumption too. I can tell you that it used a little too more to my liking when I first got it. By 30,000, it tapered off to barely using anything, and now I still check it, and it's maybe a half a quart low every 1,500 miles. That's acceptable. It is. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with your engine. As far as the engine, it's port and direct injection. There will be blow-by, and that's why people get catch cans for it. The catch cans are literally just so that it doesn't go back into the crankcase. My review is, I love the truck. I've owned it 6 years. I've done all the maintenance to it. The only thing that's crapped out is the transmission. This replacement better last. Here's something else I'm just gonna ask anyone who watches this video. If you go to my channel and you go to the community tab, below I just made there's a survey on the 10R80 transmission. Here's another thing. I'm literally just asking for help because I want to make a video out of this as well. I'm actually really concerned about this 10R80. I believe it has a very high failure rate. So I put a survey on there. If you can just take a second, it's not a virus, it's not anything that's gonna harm you or tap into your phone and short it out or cancel your YouTube. It's just a survey. I really want to see what the failure rate is of the transmission. You or anyone else, just have them come to my page and take that survey. I really appreciate it because I really want to make a video on that. So that's my review. I'm going to trim this video up. I do recommend Fords. They've always been good to me. just not liking the transmission. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this. If you have any further questions, seriously, just put it in the comments section. I'm very good about answering questions. Again, Semper Fi. Yet.